Hi, this is Children of Israel Surah and the verse 34. You shall not touch the orphans' money except for their own good until they reach maturity. You shall fulfill your covenants, for a covenant is a great responsibility. So this is indeed important, and there is no age of this because it changes according to culture, according to races, and you shall give full measure when you trade and weigh equitably. This is better and more righteous. So, and this is important verse because it shows that you shouldn't try to trick people. You should do things systematically. And it seems it's a general statement, and it can be related to also intellectual property like book selling. And it says this is better and more righteous. Um, you shall not accept any information unless you verify it for yourself. I have given you the hearing, the eyesight, and the brain, and you're responsible for using them. So simply telling something to other person is like a suspicious of someone is. Let's assume that you assume someone steals something. Okay, you're suspicious of it. But if you keep it in your mind, I think it's okay. So you're not responsible. You can be suspicious about it. But if once you tell it to someone else, and with certainty and precisely, and then there's a chance that the other person will accept it. So you change the reality. You change how the other person will behave against the other person. Maybe the other person is totally innocent. So at that time, you are weakening the relationship between those two just by talking. So talking, it means that so for let's assume they will make a business, and just by talking, you cause less productivity. Less productivity causes other problems, and so it will not good for their friendship. You shall not walk proudly on earth. You cannot bore through the earth, nor can you be as tall as the mountains. All bad behavior is condemned by your Lord. This is some of the wisdom inspired to you by your Lord. You shall not set up another God beside God, lest you end up in Gehenna, blamed and defeated. Has your Lord given you boys while giving himself to angels as the others? How could you utter such a blasphemy? We have cited in this Quran all kinds of examples that they may take heed, but it only augments their aversion. Say if there were any other gods beside him as they claimed, they would have tried to overthrow the possessor of the throne. Be he glorified, he is much too exalted, far above their utterances. Glorifying him are the seven universes, the earth, and everyone in them. There is nothing that doesn't glorify him. But you do not understand their glorification. He is clement, forgiver. So this verse is also important to understand because so some people say that, like for example, why God waited the universe until the human appear. So we can answer it based on this verse. So because in the universe, everyone is actually praising God, and you cannot hear this. So even without humans, so the world is serving, and people are praying for God here. So this is important because later we see that when you read the Quran, we place between you and those who do not believe in the hereafter an invisible barrier. So it shows that Quran is actually defining some sort of a believing like a wave. So just like a wave, just like a physical thing about believing or not believing. So we don't know if we can comprehend it, if we can know it, if we can define it. But it's important that God is mentioning this after verse 34. It means maybe there is a way to really understand it, but it can be only maybe feeling, but not, maybe we cannot comprehend it like physically using physics. We place shields around their minds to prevent them from understanding it, and deafness in their ears, and when you preach your Lord using the Quran alone, they run away in aversion. We are fully aware of what they hear when they listen to you and when they conspire secretly. The disbelievers say you are following a crazy man. Note how they describe you and how this causes them to stray off the path. They said after we're turned into bones and fragments, we get resurrected anew. Say even if you turn into your rocks or iron, this is important because some people they really turn themselves into rocks. Even if you turn into any kind of creation that you deem impossible, they will then say, "Who will bring us back?" Say the one who created you in the first place. They will then shake their heads and say, "When will that be?" Say, "It may be closer than you think."